Ultimate Mac Mini M4, M4 Pro versus Mac Studio M2 Max, Pro photo and video testing and review. Today, I'm excited to bring you an interesting video comparing two outstanding products in the technology world today. The latest Mac Mini with M4 Pro chip and the powerful Mac Studio with M2 Max chip. Surely many of you are wondering which device is best suited to your work needs, especially if you are a photographer or filmmaker. In this video, I will explore with you. We compare the real-world performance of these two machines through photo and video editing tests to help you make the right decision. Let me dive into every aspect of these two machines, from processing power, thermal management, to connectivity and pricing. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Performance comparison. When it comes to the performance of the Mac Mini with M4 Pro and the Mac Studio with M2 Max, the first thing that impresses me is the computing power that each of these machines brings. Processor and graphics. Mac Mini with M4 Pro uses advanced technology with M4 Pro chips that Apple has developed. Specifically, the M4 Pro chip can have up to 10 CPU cores and 16 GPU cores, helping to perform multitasking tasks smoothly. This proves to be extremely important when I edit 4K video or perform complex 3D processes. With powerful processing capabilities and memory bandwidth up to 200 GB per second, Mac Mini is not just a computer, but also an extremely effective work support tool. In contrast, the Mac Studio with the M2 Max chip is truly a powerhouse for creative professionals. The M2 Max chip has up to 12 CPU cores and 38 GPU cores, delivering exceptional graphics performance. I tested the photo and video processing capabilities of apps like Final Cut Pro on the Mac Studio, and I couldn't help but be amazed at how much faster rendering times were, sometimes taking just seconds for complex videos. With up to 400 GB per second of memory bandwidth, this performance allows for heavy real-time processing without any lag. What I found most satisfying was not just the numbers, but the real-world experience. While the Mac Mini performed well in many tests, switching to Mac Studio felt like I had unlocked a new level of creativity. While working on a large video editing project, I could easily run 3 heavy-duty apps with Mac Studio all day without any issues. Memory and storage. When it comes to memory and storage, I found this to be a very important factor in choosing between the Mac Mini and the Mac Studio. The Mac Mini is typically configured with either 32 GB or 64 GB of RAM, depending on the specific model you choose. With a memory bandwidth of around 100 GB per second, it's still plenty capable for heavy multitasking. But it can feel limited when you're working on heavy data-intensive projects, like high-end 4K video editing or complex 3D modeling. Storage is also varied, with SSD options ranging from 256 GB all the way up to 2 TB. But I found the larger drive to be a necessity when working with large files. In fact, my experience with the Mac Mini has been that it's fine for basic needs, but sometimes the read-write speeds can't match what higher-end devices can offer. On the other hand, the Mac Studio really takes the cake in this area, with support for up to 96 GB or even 128 GB of dedicated memory. The Mac Studio is more than capable of handling heavy workloads, allowing you to work with multiple video editing and graphics applications at once without any lag. I ran Final Cut Pro, Photoshop, and DaVinci Resolve simultaneously on a Mac Studio with 64 GB of RAM. And I have to say the performance was excellent. There was no sign of slowdown, and the processing speed was extremely smooth. Not only that, the Mac Studio also offers multiple SSD storage options up to 8 TB, with read speeds of up to 7.4 GB per second. This means that every file drag and drop or video rendering operation is much faster and more efficient than the Mac Mini. Every time I convert video formats or export files, the difference in speed is really noticeable. With this capacity and speed, the Mac Studio is truly a machine for those who work in the professional creative field. In short, if you need a system that is flexible and can handle common tasks well, the Mac Mini is the right choice. However, if you are a professional creator, Investing in a Mac Studio with high memory and fast storage is the way to take your work productivity to the next level. Thermal management. When working with high-performance tasks, thermal management becomes a very important factor, and I clearly noticed the difference between the Mac Studio and Mac Mini in this aspect. The Mac Studio features an advanced cooling system with a dual-fan design and large heatsink, allowing the M2 Max to maintain peak performance even during extended workloads. The M2 Max chip is designed to optimize processing, and with excellent thermal management, the machine's temperature didn't rise even when I was performing resource-intensive tasks like 8K video post-production or complex graphics processing. According to the specs, the Mac Studio can operate at maximum capacity without slowing down even when the internal temperature reaches 100 degrees Celsius, which is really impressive. When I tested it, it was completely stable and cool, allowing me to work continuously without fear of affecting performance. In contrast, the Mac Mini has a simpler design, with a less complex cooling system, while the M4 Pro chip delivers good performance. I have experienced that it tends to get hotter, especially when I run multiple heavy applications at once. When working on large video editing projects, there have been times when the machine's temperature has risen, which has made me a bit worried. In particular, during long tasks, the Mac Mini can experience throttling when the temperature is high, which can lead to reduced processing speed and longer rendering times. High temperatures not only affect performance, but can also cause fan noise, which makes it uncomfortable for me to work in a quiet environment. Ports and features. In terms of ports and features, both the Mac Mini and Mac Studio offer impressive options, but there are some distinct differences that I've noticed. The Mac Mini offers a basic and capable set of ports. You'll find two Thunderbolt 4 ports, two USB-A ports, an HDMI port, and an Ethernet port, along with a 3.5mm headphone jack. In total, the system is adequate for everyday use and allows me to connect to a variety of peripherals like external monitors and portable hard drives. However, with up to 40 gigabits per second of bandwidth from the Thunderbolt ports, the Mac Mini can really handle basic multitasking, but it may not be enough for those who need to integrate more heavy-duty devices in a professional environment. Meanwhile, the Mac Studio is truly the ultimate choice for professionals. With 4 Thunderbolt 4 ports, 2 USB-A ports, an HDMI port, a 10 gigabits Ethernet port, and a headphone output, the Mac Studio can deliver an outstanding connection bandwidth of up to 40 gigabits per second. And with 10 gigabits Ethernet, the fast data transfer capability that I experienced was very good, especially when working with large video files or processing heavy data from many different sources. In addition, the diverse connection ports allow me to expand the system with many peripherals, such as 8K displays or RAID hard drives for high storage needs. Price and value. In terms of price, the Mac Mini is certainly a compelling option, starting at around $599 for the base model. And if you opt to upgrade to the M4 Pro model, the price can jump to $1.299. It's an ideal price point for those looking for a powerful device but don't want to invest too much in high-end hardware. Personally, I find the Mac Mini to be a great fit for everyday use and even light creative tasks. However, the Mac Studio, starting at just under $1.999 for the M2 Max, isn't exactly accessible to everyone. It's a big investment, but in return you get a computer with outstanding performance and features that's perfect for those working in computationally intensive creative fields. In fact, spending on a Mac Studio is often not just about owning a computer, but also about getting a powerful work tool that can help optimize work efficiency and production speed. Conclude. Choose Mac Studio with M2 Max if you're a professional photographer or videographer who needs the ultimate in performance. With the impressive power of the M2 Max chip, Mac Studio is perfect for complex video editing tasks, massive multitasking when working with multiple apps at once, and when you frequently process large files without experiencing lag or performance degradation. Choose the Mac Mini M4 Pro if you're looking for a powerful yet more affordable solution. The Mac Mini is perfect for you if your workload isn't too heavy, or you want to balance performance with your budget. Ultimately, Choosing between the Mac Studio and Mac Mini comes down to your specific needs and budget. Hopefully this video has helped you get a clearer picture of the two. Let me know in the comments below which machine you'd choose and why. If you find the video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to receive more content about technology and Apple products.